So they're going to arrest me tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I've got to go down and do an interview. My God, look at this. There's a picture there. I'll come back to that number 21 you're on about. Hi, who's that? Here we are, not only on your radio, but also on TV, on Channel 54, which is Solent TV, very big across the South Coast, getting more and more viewers every month, and they're very pleased about that. But if you live in an area where you cannot pick up Solent TV, you can go online and go to their video-on-demand service. It's solent.tv, and see this show or any of the other shows that we have done on there, as well as getting news bulletins and other programmes too. Doc, hi.
Good morning.
You made it through the traffic.
Unbelievable. If you're out on the road today, you have my sympathy. It is one of those gridlock days.
And look, Ron Sheppard's here.
Absolutely great to see him. Hi, Ron. You look really well.
Hello, Dave. Yeah, thanks very much.
You look fighting fit.
Britain's most married man.
Absolutely amazing. And did I hear you say as I was driving in that you're going to be in Woman magazine?
Yeah, that's supposed to be next week, I think it is, yeah.
And they're doing a feature. Are they doing a feature on you and your work, the recent work in Thailand, or is this about you and Shane Ritchie?
No. It's I mean, it's basically parts from the book and that, about the 7 marriages and a bit about the charity work that I do. You know.
Right, let's just set it up for people who are not sure who Ron is. Ron Sheppard is a legend on the club circuit. Ron Sheppard is Shane Ritchie's best friend. Ron Sheppard is a guy who suffered from crippling back pain. He had arachnophobia and, arachnoiditis. But you are, see, what's confusing is you are terrified of spiders too, aren't you?
No.
No. Oh, right, sorry. Anyway, he had crippling back pain with arachnoiditis, and he is... I
mean, he's probably one of the most famous people in Britain associated with the arachnoiditis campaign for recognition.
He's also Britain's... it sounds like he's a headline junkie. I don't mean... He's also Britain's most married man. He's now recorded a record, and he's now decided to become a charity worker. Now, we're very happy to talk about Ron's... Sorry?
I've always been a charity worker.
Even when you were... I mean, you said he worked the clubs, and of course before that you are also very, very famous on the holiday camp circuit, because many hundreds of thousands of people who would have had holiday camp holidays would have seen you entertaining at some of those holiday camps.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you know, I've done that, and...
how many people do you think you've entertained, Ron, over the years?
Thousands, actually, Dave. I mean...
Hundreds of thousands?
I would say that, yeah. Over the years. Yeah.
Right, anyway, so that is what that man is all about. If you want to give him a call, he would love to take your questions from you. But I feel we've got some sorting out to do. Call up and speak to Ron. The sorting out I feel we've got to do first is, while Ron was away, we had 3 calls from 3 different women. Whether they've been set up to do this, Ron, or not, I don't know. But what I want to do is lay our cards on the table.
They seemed absolutely certain, convinced that you had not in fact been married as many times as you claimed.
I wish I hadn't, but if I can just make one thing clear, before any magazine publishes a story, such as a woman's magazine, I've got an agent who was asked to check out all the registry offices, my marriages and that's all been done.
Someone asked me on Friday, Ron, who we said you were coming in, and obviously not to talk about this because we know we don't want to talk about it, but really, she said to me, are you sure that none of these marriages were bigamous? Was he always married, divorced, married, divorced?
Married, divorced.
Would you tell us? He wouldn't tell us if he was a bigamist, would he?
No, I've always been honest, you know, I've always been honest, and I've never been a bigamist.
You've never hidden. I mean, in fairness, my impression of you is that you are a nice, honest man. You've never tried to hide the fact that you left your children and...
No, I mean, I've made mistakes, like many people, and that, you know, and, you know, I do regret some of the mistakes I've made, but some of them that I don't. I mean, there's thousands of people today that are getting divorced, they're leaving their children, some of them don't even see their children.
Right, Ron Sheppard, we're going to take some calls, Ron. Hang on there. I'm sure by now you know the number to call. If you want to give us a call, we'd love to hear from you. Hello, line 1, who's that?
Hello, mate, it's Mark in Rookley.
Hello, Mark, you're through to Ron Sheppard. He's very interested in taking calls about his charity work. What did you want to say?
Excellent. Hello, Ron. Sorry, it's not about your charity work.
Hi, mate.
That single of yours, I just sat listening to it in the car, and it just struck me. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, for me, when I hear it, the emotion
Yeah.
wells up. I can almost, every time I hear it, there's almost always a tear in my eye.
Yeah, it stirs something up, definitely. But what came to mind was Maria Prakatan, and perhaps Ron could do a duet with her for Christmas, something like that.
Well, I don't know, but thanks for the comments on that.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Do you, know,
Okay, guys.
do you know who Maria Prakatan is?
Yeah, she's the
She's a
girl from
nightclub-
Spain, wasn't she?
What a belter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she could belt.
I've met her, actually.
Have you?
Met her,
Well, you've
yeah.
met them all, Ron.
Yeah,
You've met
yeah.
them all. I've just come up with an idea. Let me just yeah. What about now if Ron comes on and in 30 seconds names all of the women he's been married to and the years he married them?
Yes, that
so
would
you
be
could
good.
say,
Could you do that, Ron?
Wife 1, Carol, married 1964, divorced 1966. Wife 2, Anne, married 1967, divorced. What about doing that? Just to, yeah?
Okay,
Okay.
I'll try it, but the dates, obviously, I mean...
Do your best, Ron.
The
Just
memory's
your
not bad.
best guess.
I mean, any guy should be able to name the women he was married to, the years he married them, the years he divorced them, and then the next. And then any confusion, we know he's lying. If he can run this, all right. So
You're trying
this is
to catch
Ron
me, aren't you,
Sheppard.
aren't you?
No, I wouldn't do that to you. Ron Sheppard, Britain's most married man. Go.
Right, my first one was Margaret, then that was 1969, sorry, 1966, then there was Jeanette, 1973, then there was Leslie, 1976, then there was Cafe in 1981, then there was Sue in 19... I forget now, because it was a long time, that marriage, and after that was Aisha in 1990, and then one, and that was it.
Right, you didn't actually do it in the 30 seconds allocated, and you got kind of mixed up with Sue.
Ron, I'm
Yeah.
a bit worried about the gap between Jeanette and Leslie. I mean, you married Jeanette, you said, in 73,
Yeah.
and Leslie in 76. That was a very short marriage, that one.
Yeah, if you remember rightly, I think that I told you last time that was basically a marriage of convenience for both of us,
Really?
Yeah.
She was trying to get a green card or
No.
residency
no.
or...
Yeah, I mean, that's all in the magazine, so, I mean...
Well, wait, people are really interested in that side of it, coming, because, of course,
Yeah.
today, what we really want to talk about...
The charity work.
Yeah.
It's just such an amazing guy. Ron walks into the room a bit like Elvis Presley. I mean, you can see this on camera too now. I'm not saying he's as tall as Elvis or as striking as Elvis, but there is just something about Ron when he walks into the room.
Before we do that, because we've got two texts here, people have got questions, and I just feel that we should deal with this, otherwise we're going to have to come back to it.
Okay.
Before we get on to the children, the nurses and so on. It says, can you please ask Ron how much he's paid for his Thai brides? Does he get a special benefit for this? As I run my own business and can't afford to jet out as often as Ron seems to. Perhaps I should have a convenient back problem. Well, it's no joke, this back problem,
No.
like Mr. Sheppard, and milk the state. When will he realise we can pay good money for a bride, but can you please ask Ron how much he pays for his brides? Does he get a special benefit for this? As I remember, he just carries on.
I'm not even going to bother to
Have you
answer
ever...
that.
Don't. Have you ever paid for a wife?
Never.
Never. Have you...
I would
Ron,
never pay for a wife.
Ron, I'm going to ask you this
Yeah.
question, and I know you're an honest guy.
Yeah.
Do you have prostitutes when you're out there?
No way. That is something that I have never done. I've never taken drugs.
When you
anything
originally
like
went to
that.
Thailand, though,
No,
before you met
no,
Aisha,
no.
What made you go to Thailand the first time you ever went there?
I was on my way to Singapore when I met Aisha. Sorry, I went to Singapore because I was on my way to see my daughter and my grandchildren in Australia.
On your own?
On my own.
Have any of these women, after... Who was the last English one you married?
The last English one was Sue.
Oh, Sue.
Sue.
Yeah.
And after Sue, were any of those women prostitutes?
No.
Right. Okay,
No.
I'm only asking because I want to clear this up.
People
No
will be
way.
wondering.
And for-
No way.
If
no
you want
way.
to speak to...
I think there are people who have probably concluded that you've been married 7 times. They think that all of them have been Thai brides, or many of them have been.
No, they haven't.
And that kind of lonely single guy who goes out to Thailand, maybe you get taken advantage of by some of these Thai brides. You marry them, they get their residency in Britain, and then they leave you.
No.
Oh, what you're saying, it's a
Completely
business
wrong.
deal. Ron
Yeah,
gets
a lot of
gets
people- a lot
Ron
of
gets
people
a
have-
young wife.
A lot of people have suggested to me
Absolutely
that
wrong.
Ron is being funded on his trips to Thailand by these women who come up with the money because they just want to marry an Englishman, get that residency in Britain.
There are some,
and then they-
yeah. I mean, there
Some
are
women
some
have done that
people
to you?
do it. No, not to me, but there's women that, I mean,